future of marijuana in Maryland and some early indications of what that future might look like. ABC 2 News' Christian Schaefer talked with a new entrepreneur in the cannabis industry. Just who happened to be in Baltimore tonight. Chris is live in the newsroom. Chris?
Yeah, that's right, Kelly. Marijuana advocates are going to be back at the State House in next year's legislative session, pushing for something more like full legalization, like what we've seen in Colorado and Washington State. It hasn't come close to happening yet, but some companies are already trying to make sure they'll be ready if it does. In the first half of this year, people in Colorado spent $70 million buying pot legally, bringing the state more than $11 million in tax revenue. This year in Maryland, Delegate Kurt Anderson sponsored a bill that would have made marijuana legal to buy and sell here.
When you start really to look into it and you see the fact that marijuana is certainly not as dangerous a drug as alcohol, and it doesn't kill you like cigarettes do, then people start thinking, well, why is this drug illegal?
Washington State has also gone to full legalization, but more slowly than Colorado already. Dealers have been overwhelmed by demand.
This whole past week, we've been working 12 to 15 hours a day. I hear that there's about 500 pounds for the whole state, and that means there's going to be shortages for people.
Matt Herman, a lawyer from Michigan, believes that kind of demand also exists in Maryland. His company, Cannabis Solutions, is raising money for a large-scale growing operation in Colorado. They're looking for investors in our state and also employees to try and help the company literally grow here.
The marijuana cannabis industry is just like the Wild West. As they transition to a few licensees, they're going to be, in a smooth sailing and, not make criminals out of law-abiding citizens.
He believes having a few large marijuana producers would make it easier for the state to regulate and tax them. And of course, Herman would like Cannabis Solutions to be one of those producers if legalization ever does come to the Free State.
You really need a lot of careful planning. And I think, the steps that Maryland's taking towards that on maybe a 2 or 5 year plan are the appropriate steps.
Now, there was some movement on the marijuana issue in this year's legislative session. Governor O'Malley signed a bill that decriminalizes possession of small amounts of marijuana. That will go into effect on October 1st. Live in the newsroom, Christian Schaefer, ABC 2 News.